Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and I'm just starting an impromptu video that I wasn't planning on doing. It's the end of the workday, so if I look a little worse for the wear, that's why. I also just spilled peanut butter on my shirt because I am the picture of health and I was eating an apple and peanut butter. So anyway, I just have really been on this kick where I'm trying to purge everything. I feel like I'm getting this spring cleaning bug a little late since spring wasn't, its usual self this year. So I just had the urge to go through my makeup collection again. I know I just did this a few months ago and I posted a video, but you guys really love to see my declutter videos. And I was looking in one of my drawers this morning and I just wanted to get rid of everything. So this might be a multi-part video, but I'm going to start right now and I'll probably end up finishing it this weekend and going through my transition box, which I talked about in my last declutter video. But how I declutter is I keep most things here in my makeup desk, which you'll see in a second when I turn the camera around, and then this is it. Everything that I use every day is in here, plus all of most of my collection. And if there's anything that I'm thinking about getting rid of or something that I haven't used in a long time, if it's something that I think that I might want to use later or I might want to feature in a video later, something like that, I'll put it in my transition bag. And if I don't use it within a few months, then I'll throw it away or pass it on to friends. And some things are fairly new and hardly used, and I just know I'm not going to use it again, so I pass it on to friends and family right away. So that's kind of my process, so I'm going to get started and start taking things out. I'm going to start with this drawer, which is mainly my eye products drawer. I have eyeliners, brow products, concealers, mascaras, as you can see, some eyeshadows, some different pencils, concealers, primers, kind of everything that goes around the eye area is in this drawer. And this is what inspired me to start this video because I was looking, and ignore my workout stuff on the floor over here, but I was looking at this morning. This is a mini NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer that I bought a year ago. I always try to like this product. I bought the mini one and I just thought it was going to work out, and it just doesn't. I just need to let it go. So this inspired me to start this, and I know there's many other things in this drawer to get rid of. So this is the before, and I'm going to take out all the things I want to get rid of. Okay, so this is the after of the drawer. Obviously not much difference, but I did remove 6 products, so I'm going to show you guys those. And these are the 6 that I'm getting rid of. So first of all, this Wander Beauty Mile High Club mascara. This is just all dried up and used up. Same with my CoverGirl Exhibitionist. This is my favorite mascara at the moment. I'm going to be repurchasing, but you'll see those two in an empties video soon. And then I just never really was impressed by this NYX Proof It eyeshadow primer or this LA Girl Black Coal liner. So both of those can go. I already talked about the NARS. And then this is the Benefit Precisely My Brow, which also just is too warm of a shade for me. So I'll pass all these on. This next drawer is definitely going to be the hardest for me. This is my cheek drawer. It has all my blushes, bronzers, and highlights in it. As you can see, it's overflowing. There's also some palettes in the back that are cheek and face palettes, and also some eye palettes. So all of this needs to be gone through. I know there's a few things that could definitely go in the transition box that I'm probably still emotionally attached to a lot of things in here, but I could probably move them on and eventually remove them from my collection. This literally feels so much better. So I have 2 full rows here of products, and I don't really have it organized any specific kind of way. And then I just have some ColourPop blushes, some smaller blushes, some smaller highlights, and then a couple palettes back there that I just don't reach for that often, but that I love. So this is making me so happy. And this is the huge pile of stuff that I am going to put in my transition box. So first, this NYX matte bronzer. I think this is just a little too dark for me. It's a great option if you need a drugstore bronzer, but just too dark. And then these are 3 Lawless products. I have their loose translucent, golden translucent loose setting powder. This is a super deep color that works as a bronzer for me. And then I also have their highlight and bronzer here. All of these are gorgeous. I just never reach for them, honestly. I love this brand. I want to support it, but I just never reach for it. So I'm going to put it in the transition box and see what happens. Hoola Caramel, I don't know what I was thinking. Jamie Genevieve just always talks about it, and I bought it last summer. It's too dark for me. I think this will be really good for my sister, though. This Marc Jacobs highlight is interesting. It's the one that looks like a little deodorant stick almost. It's super cute. I actually like this. I just, again, don't ever reach for it. Same with this Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Light wand. Just liquid highlights I just don't ever really reach for. So I'm going to put those in the transition box as well. And you guys know my struggle with liquid bronzer slash contour. This LA Girl, I mean, I think it might work for other people. I just I just don't reach for it. I don't think it works for me. And that shade's probably too dark. Then this NARS Narcissist palette. This is like an OG favorite of mine. I've had this forever. It's just so old. It has Laguna, Orgasm, and then like a random highlight in here. Let me try to open it for you. And I have just used this to death, traveled with it. I love it. It's just literally a million years old, but I just have an emotional attachment to it. So I'm going to keep it in the transition box, and maybe next time I'll feel ready to give it away. Okay, and then I have these two Hourglass palettes, which are just so gorgeous. This is a blush trio, and then this one has like, this is like the original palette they came out with 6 shades. It has like their diffused light, the luminous light or something, and then the bronzer and 2 blushes. This palette's like fantastic. I just never reach for it. These little tiny squares in here are great. Like this would be great for traveling if you're like a hardcore Hourglass fan, but I just am not. And the little tiny pans being next to each other just kind of makes it hard for me to like get my brush in the appropriate product. And I don't know, I just never reach for it, but it's so gorgeous. I remember being so happy to get it. Like every British beauty blogger that I followed at the time like had this, and I was just obsessed with it, but I think it's time to let it go. Okay, and then I have 2 Persona palettes. Again, I really love these, and they actually sent these to me, which is like so amazing, so I think I'll keep them. This palette is beautiful, beautiful for blue eyes. I just never reach for eyeshadow palettes. I'm really trying to declutter my palette collection. And then this is just their original palette. I mean, just so fantastic. It's the first thing any brand ever like sent me for free, and I just like love it, and I really love Sona and this whole brand. I just don't reach for these eyeshadow palettes, so I think like one of my friends would just get more use out of it. It's not that I don't like these. And same with this e.l.f. blush palette. This is like such a good drugstore blush palette. This is their blush palette in the shade Light. Oh my gosh, fantastic. These are so pigmented. I just have so many other blushes that I love, and I just don't reach for a palette. I also have the Persona Highlight, which I like, and then this Kat Von D Shade and Light Duo, which is just like a little too cool toned, and it's just a little too much for me. I don't know, I prefer Hoola, and again, I just don't reach for that. This is in the shade Lucid and Sombre. I think it's their light contour duo. Okay, you can see my giveaway pile on the floor there in the reflection of my desk. But these 2 drawers here are like, this one is like my foundation drawer with most of my base products and all that kind of stuff. I only took 1 product out of there, and that is this Bare Minerals Bare Pro powder. I love this powder. This shade is just too dark for me. I have the shade Aspen 04, which I have been wearing in videos recently and just wearing in everyday life. I've been trying to use it up because I did hit pan on it. I really like this. I love Bare Minerals powders. This is like a really convenient pressed powder to kind of add coverage to your look, but it's just too dark for me. I've been trying to make it work. I can't make it work. I can't make it happen. I just need to accept it. I was really hoping to use this up, but it's just like, I'm never going to be that tan. So it's time to say goodbye. And then the bottom drawer here is my lip products. And again, I just like went through these fairly recently, so there's nothing there to give away. And then in my middle drawer here, I had a lot of palettes. So I'm going to show you guys those. So all the kind of palettes I took out here. Oh, and then I have a few Pacifica products here that I got given by a family friend for free. And I just like tested them and not a huge fan. No sense keeping them around. I'll pass them on to someone else that can use them. Okay, and then for palettes, the ones that I'm keeping is this Carly Bible BH Cosmetics palette. I just loved this palette. The highlight in here is unreal. The shadow colors are beautiful. And then my Lawless The One palette. I love this palette. I just don't reach for palettes, but this one is so good, and the colors are just so incredible. So I'm keeping that. And then I'm also keeping my Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette just because it's a huge palette, and I just don't have anything like this in my collection, so I feel like I have to keep one thing like this around. And then I also have my MAC like personal palette here that has all my like loose shades. There's a bunch of MAC and Makeup Geek colors in here, so definitely keeping that. That's like my pride and joy. It has a bunch of stuff in it. But then for ones I'm getting rid of, these Anastasia palettes, this one, the Amrezy palette, and the Tamana Dress Your Face palette. I love Amrezy. I love Tamana. I just wanted to support them when I bought these. These are beautiful. I actually like the formula of these, but it's just like I don't reach for them, and I think someone else would really enjoy these, especially this Amrezy one. I just love the packaging on it, and I remember just like years ago getting this and loving it. But also, like, how long ago did these come out? Like, forever ago. They must be so old and expired. Time to say goodbye. Same thing with these Lorac Pro palettes. This original Lorac Pro palette is just everything. I've traveled with this multiple times. I love this. You can create so many good everyday and nighttime looks out of this. This is like fantastic. If you're looking for one everyday eyeshadow palette, I highly recommend this. I love it. Mine is just literally probably 8 years old, and it's time for it to go. Like, that can't be healthy. And then the Lorac Pro 2 is just more cool toned. I never reached for it as much. I really loved this like nectar pinky shade and the light brown shade in here. But it's not as good for me personally as the warm tones of the regular Lorac Pro. And I just never reached for it. And again, this is also super old, so time to say goodbye. And then this Blushing in Bali BH Cosmetics palette. I think I bought this last year. It's a newer edition. This is beautiful. These blushes and highlights are so pigmented. It's incredible. But I just don't reach for a blush and highlight palette. And I really know someone that I think is going to enjoy that. So I'm going to pass that on. And then I also have another Persona palette. This is the Identity 2. Gorgeous. Just these are like a little more intense shades that I probably won't reach for. Okay, you guys, it's been a while now since I filmed those original clips, and I kind of took some breaks in between, so if the lighting super changed and all of that, that's why. But that is most of what I'm decluttering. I'm really proud of how big my pile is, considering I did just declutter a couple months ago, but I wanted to show you guys kind of my process and what's going on, and I think I'll probably do a follow-up video going through my transition bag, because these videos can get really long, and I already sensed that I talked a lot. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video of me doing a quick declutter. If you like these videos, please give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe as well to my channel so that you don't miss my next video. And I also wanted to mention to you guys, I am linking a lot more stuff in my description box now. So I will have my Poshmark linked, I will have my Like to Know It linked, I will have my Instagram linked, and just like everything's going to be linked down there. Let me know if there's anything that you guys want me to link from now on. I'll also try to link the makeup that I'm wearing if anyone's interested. This is not my finest look. Again, it's the end of the workday here, so not the cutest time, but let me know what you guys want to see next. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one.